Welcome back to the BodyMaitre Podcast, where we explore consciousness, energy, and the deeper soul lessons behind every experience. I'm your host, Darreck, and in today's episode, we'll talk about something very important, something that touches almost every human being on Earth, experiences and trauma programs in spiritual response therapy, and how we can understand and clear them using BodyMaitre. In spiritual response therapy, or SRT, an experience or trauma program refers to energetic records or imprints created when the soul goes through extremely painful or shocking experiences. These are often moments when the mind, body, or soul cannot fully process what happened, leaving a deep energetic scar or memory in the consciousness system. That energy can be so strong that it continues to influence the person's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors long after the actual event, sometimes even across lifetimes. In simple terms, a trauma program is a memory of pain stored in the soul's energy field that hasn't been released or integrated. Trauma programs can come from many different sources. Let's go through some common ones we discover. Past life experiences, situations involving war, betrayal, loss, or sudden death that left strong imprints on the soul. Present life experiences such as accidents, abuse, neglect, or shocking emotional events. Inherited family or ancestral energy, unresolved trauma passed down through generations. Collective or group trauma, such as cultural or racial trauma absorbed from the collective field. Sometimes, trauma doesn't even come from your current life story. It's an energetic replay of something your soul experienced long ago but hasn't yet fully healed. When a trauma program is active, it acts like an invisible emotional magnet, constantly pulling similar patterns or painful situations back into your life. You may notice things like overreacting to small triggers, emotional numbness or avoidance, fear of love, fear of success, or fear of failure, chronic anxiety or physical tension. A repeating sense of something's wrong with me. In SRT, we say trauma programs block the soul's light. They distort how we perceive ourselves and reality. Until these programs are identified and cleared, a person might unconsciously keep attracting pain to re-experience what hasn't been resolved. From a spiritual perspective, trauma programs form when the soul absorbs intense energy but doesn't have the awareness or spiritual maturity to release it. In that frozen moment of shock, the consciousness fragments, part of us stays stuck in that vibration. And because energy seeks completion, those unhealed fragments continue to repeat themselves through life experiences, relationships, and even physical symptoms, all to give us another chance to heal and integrate the lesson. So the trauma program isn't there to punish us. It's there to help us remember, to bring light and compassion into the parts of us still holding pain. Let's explore a few examples we often see in SRT and BodyMaitre sessions. Sexual abuse trauma, leading to deep shame, fear of intimacy, or control issues. Accident trauma, resulting in body fear, hypervigilance, or fear of movement. Humiliation trauma, forming a personality of perfectionism or people-pleasing. Public ridicule, leading to social anxiety or fear of being seen. Trauma leading to fear of success, where past failure or punishment energy becomes a self-sabotage program. Abandonment trauma, manifesting as clinginess, emotional detachment, or fear of rejection. Suicide-related past life trauma, carrying guilt, hopelessness, or a lack of will to live fully in this lifetime. Each trauma has its energetic signature and its own way of shaping one's consciousness and life patterns. Let's go deeper with a case study to see how we can combine spiritual response therapy with BodyMaitre to expand the research, to understand how the trauma program affects the four bodies consciousness and how it molds the personality. A woman came for healing because she wanted to address a painful past trauma related to her family. However, she found it very difficult to talk about what had happened. So instead of forcing her to relive the event, we asked Spirit to guide us directly to the energetic experience and see what we could uncover. Through BodyMaitre 4 Bodies dowsing chart, here's what was revealed. Physical body, grief, eating away at the self. Physical body, fear of letting go. Spiritual body, sticky images, negative imprints. Spiritual body, cancel energy imprint, past. Let's go through these findings one by one and see how they connect to the experience and trauma program. Physical body, grief, eating away at the self. This energy shows that deep sadness has become internalized. It's not just emotional anymore, but it's literally being carried in the body. The grief has become part of her identity, affecting vitality, appetite, and even the immune system. This type of physical imprint often points to unresolved loss. In her case, we confirmed from her it was connected to a miscarriage, physical body, fear of letting go. Here, the trauma created an attachment, an inability to release the memory or the soul of her unborn baby. She holds on to the energy of what was lost, fearing that letting go would mean forgetting or betraying that love. This fear traps life force energy in the past, preventing emotional renewal and peace, spiritual body, sticky images, and negative imprints. This represents the energetic footage, the mental emotional images and sensations recorded in the soul field. In traumatic experiences, these impressions get stuck in the aura, replaying subconsciously like a looping film. It creates recurring dreams, guilt, or emotional flashbacks even years later. Spiritual body, cancel energy imprint from the past. This indicates the need to release and dissolve the energetic residue, to spiritually clear the old energy recordings that no longer serve her evolution. Once cleared, her soul energy can flow freely again without constantly referencing that painful event. When we look at all these together, we see the pattern clearly. The physical body carries the grief and fear. The emotional body holds the sadness and longing. The mental body struggles with self-blame or what if. The spiritual body holds the energetic imprints of the trauma itself. When combined, they shape a personality layer, one that feels responsible for others' pain, afraid to trust life again, and deeply self-sacrificing. This is how a trauma program molds identity, not because the soul is weak, but because it's trying to protect itself from ever feeling that depth of pain again. Trauma is not your identity. It is an experience your soul went through, not who you are. Every trauma carries a hidden gift, an opportunity to awaken deeper compassion, strength, and wisdom. When we learn how to dig and research the underlying challenges, we don't just remove trauma, we transform it into light. We release the stuck energy, integrate the lesson, and reclaim the wholeness that was never truly lost. So if you or someone you know is struggling with past trauma, remember, healing doesn't always require reliving the pain. Sometimes all it takes is understanding the energy behind it, asking spirit for guidance, and allowing the soul to breathe again. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the BodyMaitre Podcast. If today's sharing resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to help more people understand how energy and consciousness shape our healing journey. Until next time, may your soul continue to heal, expand, and shine with divine light.